Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you.
Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, drip, and farm for poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, we're going to be kind of covering what damage does a max wallet do, how many are out there, and what can the cells tell us. So basically analyzing the whale behavior we have within drip. Remember, we are kind of within a niche within a niche within a niche, so we kind of operate within our own crypto cycle. Yes, we're still susceptible to the Bitcoin cycle, which affects BNB, and Bitcoin is affected by the macro, but within our own little area we have some ebbs and flows that we can control as a community, and watching what the whales are doing is a good indication. And we have created the most whales that we've ever seen due to this bargain basement drip prices we've seen over the last couple of weeks. So we're going to examine kind of what that means and what we can infer from it. You know, of course, as always, take it with a grain of salt, but it is interesting to look at so that you can decide again what your future outlook is for the drip network. So first up, we can take a look over here at the analytics, dripnetwork.ca, and you see player total deposits by range, and then this has changed dramatically in the last couple of weeks. We've never seen this amount like eclipse everything else. So there's a total of 241,000 drip that has been claimed, and it says minus airdrops. So that right there by itself, if you just took this, it would be like, okay, oh my God, the whales are dumping on us. But we need to look further and to see what's actually happening within the ecosystem. So before we do that, let's actually find out what kind of damage can a max drip wallet do, and what does it take to actually get one. So right now at these, again, bargain basement prices, which is why we've created so many whales, this is the lowest so far. As of today's video, it is 60 cents on the native DEX and 68 cents on the PancakeSwap. So 80 BNB will buy you 30,481 drip. Now, why that number? Glad you asked, because remember, you get paid out 3.65. So I went ahead and did the math here. If you were to purchase 30,441.4 drip tokens, you end up with a 10% deposit tax, which gives you 27,397 deposited, and they hit your max payout at 100,000. Anything over that, you just kind of sacrificing it to the contract. So that requires 80 BNB, and that is the equivalent of $19,520 at today's BNB prices and at today's drip prices. Now let's take a look at what that means when you actually inject that. So here, the handy dandy old school Kelly Snook calculator, because it'll show you exactly what you're being paid out and when the whale tax and stuff come in. So 31 December, if you were to deposit 27,400, actually remember you deposited 30,441, but you were credited with 27,400, then that means you would start claiming effectively 24 hours later, right? And at that time, you would be accumulating at today's prices only $170 a day. I say only because you put in almost 20 grand, but this is the damage that a max wallet does. So that's kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, because even though people are getting max wallets, the amount of impact that it has is, I'm not gonna say insignificant, but since it's $170 and sitting over on the PancakeSwap DEX, we have 3.5 million. That takes a long time to impact that when you're only able to sell, if you're selling, $170 a day, right? So that leaves drip's sustainability quite some time into the future. And here's the other cool caveat, is that by the time you get to 1 month in, you're already being hit with a whale tax. So on February 4th, you're getting your first whale tax, February 5th, to be honest, and you're already down to 161. And then whale tax number 2 comes in even sooner, because remember, you're getting impacted with greater taxes, so it speeds up the process. So now you're down to 150 by less than 90 days after you have maxed out your wallet. You're still going to be able to pull out your 3.65x on your drip. And depending on what the price is by that time, you could have, if it stayed at 60 cents, you could have turned that into $47,000 even with taxes. So that's 43. That's still a nice chunk of change. I'm not negating that by any means, but it just shows you that the impact that a max drip wallet has on the actual liquidity that we have. So now let's take a look at how many max wallets are out there. So we come to, nope, drip token, this one. So when we look at greater than 27,000, we have 79, and then this one is not being calculated, but you're looking at 300 and some change, right? So we'll just call it 400 max wallets that are out there. Now, if you had 400 max wallets and they were all at tier 1 claiming out and selling, what kind of impact would that have? Glad you asked. So let's look at 400 max wallets times, remember $170, 170, if that was every day, we'd be seeing $68,000 every single day coming from max wallets, and we would see a lot of transactions at $170. Now let's take a look and see what we actually are seeing. Therein lies the golden opportunity or hopium there. So let's go here first. So over on drops tab, not sure which one that is. You're seeing that our 24-hour volume is $36,000. So also, if you look down here at the volume chart, you can see like literally over the past almost 2 months, we've had, these are green days, so it's exponential. But if you look at only the red days, you're looking at 30,000, 40,000, and then definitely in the month of December, after, what is this, December 11th, basically, after we got down below $1, we just saw this amount of volume decrease substantially. 36,000, 34,000, 36, 22, 50, 44, 22, 30, 30, whatever, right? So you get my point. There's not a lot of volume being injected, and it's trailing off here towards the end of the year. I think we'll have some additional sales as we get towards the very end of the year, maybe for tax purposes or whatever. But you can see that we are getting towards some escape velocity in regards to it kind of fizzling out somewhere. Like some amount will have to make less of an impact. Now, if we look over at the, so I told you before that would have been about 68,000 if these were whales selling every single day, just the whales, right? 68,000. But if we look over here on the actual transactions that are coming through, now granted this isn't all of them, but when you scroll through here, let's just scroll and find a few. You're finding 50 drip, 21 drip, 33, 92, 28. Don't really see too many over 100. Over 100 means that you have at least a 10K wallet, actually more than that, in order to get that with taxes. Because remember, we look at the max wallets here, this is your drip you're claiming. So let's scroll all the way back up. So drip balance increase here, and the amount you're pulling out. Where's just the drip tokens? Well, it's cumulative, so it's hard to actually differentiate that, but you get my point. So these are 274 drip you're able to pull out, and 246, 246, 234. So if these were whales, you would see numbers in the 200s, or at least above like 150. Let's put it that way, right? Not all whales, but a decent amount of whales. So when we look through here, what you're seeing is not too many, if at all, whales selling, right? Here's a buy for 140, but I'm not seeing a lot of transactions over 150 or even 200 drip. So what does that mean? Well, that means to me that yes, there are a lot of whales, and they are indeed accumulating and are claiming some drip, because I'm not negating that. It's shown right here, claims, right? But it's not being dumped on the market. It's not being sold. because we're not seeing it in these transactions. Now, yes, some could be sold on the native DEX, but if you're a whale and you're looking to sell, you're gonna get the best price. You're gonna go wherever you're getting the best price. So remember, there's a tax on the sales on both sides. So right now, and which has been since we've been under $1, the pancake swap has had the higher liquidity and the more stable price. And typically it's been higher than a native DEX. It's usually just food for thought. It's usually cheaper to buy from the native DEX and better to sell on the pancake swap, typically, right? But the point I'm getting at is, here's one for 162, so that's close. 197. There's not a lot, 210, that are in the whale status that look like they're selling. And even if we were to say these are whales, it could actually be smaller fish letting it accumulate and not hydrate as well. But the point I'm getting at is that you would see these much more frequently, like throughout this entire list. I scroll through here and I'm not negating that there are some, but it's not as many as you would expect from this level of volume. So the bit of hopium that I have is that there are whales still buying and accumulating and compounding their drip or claiming and putting in their wallet. We do see that there's 1.6 some odd million, but this hasn't changed that much. Like, I saw a high of 1.8 and then it's back down to 1.6, and that's what this graph shows here. We got all the way up to like 1.84 and then we're like to 1.6. So this 1.6 ish, we'll call it the 1.5 range, is way out here in October 15th. So we're going 2 months into this, 2.5 months into this range where we went up and we've come back down. So the whales are accumulating or holding, or then they're later pairing up with drip BUSD or something, because we're not seeing it being sold on the market, unless, okay, you know, devil's advocate here, putting on my conspiracy theory hat, that they would be selling small nickel and dime amounts, like, you know, 50 drip a day, to remain under the radar, you know. But I don't believe that's happening personally. So the whole point of this video was just to show you guys some transparency and to show you the amount of like liquidity that we have and the impact that whales have if that was to be sold. That's what this shows here as well. So this would be, to get this level of liquidity, we'd have to have 353 whales sell every single day at a max wallet. And remember, over time it decreases. So that $60,000 volume per day that we were seeing on some high days, it would be brand new max accounts selling the max every day without get the whale tax, and 353 of those, and then down to 206. So this to me just shows that the volume that we have is not being done primarily by the whales. I'm not negating that there are some whales probably selling, but the bulk of it, from what I can see in the sell charts, and you look through this daily, is that it's not the people with the bulk of the amount of drip and exposure to drip. So that means, by deduction, if they're not dumping, why are they accumulating or holding in their wallets, or doubling down and buying additional wallets, or airdropping to other wallets? Like, why are we not seeing them dump? That means to me that they will still believe in the project and there is hope. So until we see that change, then all I can recommend, not financial advice of course, is to continue to compound, hydrate, and all that good stuff. So take it with a grain of salt, but I thought that it was at least a little bit interesting, and then you can break it down and see what damage can be done. And again, the fact that we have 3.5 million in liquidity on just the pancake swap, that lets us see that there is a decent runway for drip. And there are lots of projects being developed right now by the community, as well as on the back burner with Forex. So I believe there is hope on the horizon. It's a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a freight train. All right, that's it for this video. If you found any value in it, you guys know the drill. Smash that HBO special further out with a like, comment, subscribe down below. And until next time, lift daily and achieve your impossible. See ya. So let's see, MetaMask taking a while. I'm going to pause, wait for it to come back up.